The Faith Mangope Technology and Leadership Institute continues to help young women ensure a better future. Applications for 2023 have opened and 80 new students will be accepted. They'll be equipped with both soft and technical skills that will allow them to participate in the all-important digital economy. The Institute's Program Director, Lana Roy, joins us in studio tonight to tell us more. Lana, thank you so much for your time. You've been with the Institute from its genesis back in 2019. Which seems like a long time ago, but it is not. But the Institute has achieved quite a bit of success in that period of time, even including COVID. Give us a foundation of what the Institute's aim was back in 2019 and a taste of some of its successes so far.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for having me, Maisel. With regards to the starting of the Institute, it was the weirdest thing. Faith and I met at a corporate event, and a few months later she had phoned me and said to me, you know, I have this dream, I have this aspiration to start a young institute for previously disadvantaged young women in tech. And she said, Lana, will you come on board? And it was the first time in my life I just said yes. Mm-hmm. There was not even a thought, and I knew this was where I wanted to be and where Faith and I would be able to contribute. So we began 3.5 years ago. Our aim was just at that stage to educate young women in tech, tell them what the future was, what they had, or if they had a future in tech, and what it looked like. And we looked at teaching them artificial intelligence, we looked at robotics, we looked at design thinking. And about a year later, we realized that wasn't enough. We needed to look at what jobs are there available for young women in tech. And we read a report that said there are about 57,000 jobs available for junior software programmers,
sure,
data analysts and desktop technicians. And so we decided, okay, let's fulfill that gap. And we went to Africa Tikkun Services, who's our partner in this, in our institute. And together we launched the Africa Tikkun Faith Mangope Technology and Leadership Institute Women in Tech program.
Sure.
And we started with 10. We thought, okay, let's see how 10 goes. And now, 2.5 years later, we are, well, 3.5 years later, but 2.5 years later after we organized or we started that, we are now taking on 80
wow,
students. And let me also tell you that those students who have passed through our center or passed through our institute, 85% of them are employed in good jobs.
And those are the kinds of stories we need to hear more of. What we do hear often here, well, I've done numerous interviews with people in the tech, various parts of the tech industry, talking about how they're desperate to get more women into the ICT sector. And for those who don't know, that's information and communication technology, even things like that. You know, there's these abbreviations we throw around, and a lot of people don't actually know what they mean. And they just can't wrap their brains around why they're not getting more young women taking up these courses that are available and entering this field. What have you found in your experience are the big barriers to entry that's preventing women or young women of choosing that sector, or perhaps not making them feel comfortable to choose it going forward?
So it starts back in school, where you have young women who are discouraged from taking subjects such as the STEM, that's science, maths, engineering and technology and IT. Even I looked this year and last year, I remember looking at how many distinctions, you know, these kids get unbelievable distinctions, and I think kids are just getting cleverer and cleverer today. But I noticed very few women got distinctions in IT, or very few, I don't know, we call them children or students.
Young people.
Young people, which is very interesting because there's still this the society that says to young women, rather become teachers and nurses and stay with the professions that you've always done. But life is changing now. A woman can do anything she really sets her mind to. And it starts in the school system. If they could encourage tech, more women to take or more children to take technology subjects, science subjects, math subjects, because those are core to our program. And it's very interesting is that even though some of the women that we've taken into our institute maybe got 35–40% for maths, it wasn't because they couldn't do maths. Maybe they just had a bad maths teacher. And we find it's truly unbelievable with the right person teaching, and we look at Java, Oracle, which is one of the hardest certifications to do in the ICT sector. And we had a 75% pass rate of young girls who had failed maths, and we gave them a chance.
Do you think that these type of subjects are not being sold correctly to young people? Because I remember at high school thought, oh, I'm just not good at maths, and I hated maths from there on. But like you said, it could just have been the wrong kind of teacher. And when it comes to opening up the world to kids to make them understand, yes, 1 + 1 = 2, but hey, if you stick with this, this is the magical world that it could open up to you, and the opportunities are endless.
I just don't think they told that. I don't think that they are exposed to careers when they're choosing. You know, we expose them to careers maybe in grade 11 and 12. But when they're choosing their subjects, it's too late, because they've chosen their subjects from grade 10. So we should start at a young age, making them excited, working with robotics, seeing VR, virtual reality, what it can do. And, you know, I also say, though we're teaching 80 young women to go into the ICT sector and to become employers or entrepreneurs, what's more important is that we are sending these 80 women back into the school environment as ambassadors to go and speak to young children and young students about how exciting their work is, what they do. So if we can though we're changing 80 lives, we actually want to change 100,000 lives.
Well, all of the families and the communities they come from as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And they go back, and we've got young women in our program who go and encourage other girls that they're friendly with to come in and into our program, where we used to maybe struggle to get women. This year, we've just had an influx of young women wanting to be part of this program. So, yeah, it's important that we train them, but even more important that these students go back into their communities and they spread the word, and they go and they speak to the young children, and they actually do stuff with them, and they create an excitement, because that's what we want to do with women. And
an opportunity to dream. My mum's an old school teacher from back in the day, and she always said children, no matter where they come from or what their circumstances are, must always be encouraged to dream, and I think that's what you are able to do as well. Now, applications open for 2023. I'm sure you're already inundated with applications. There might be people sitting at home now saying, well, I'm waiting for to hear word from this TVET college or this university, but they haven't perhaps thought of this route. What should they do? Where can they find out more? And what should they prepare for if they get a letter of acceptance?
Okay, so first of all, there are certain criteria. The first one is you have to be a woman. Between the ages of like 19 to 28, we try and take young women who have previously had some experience or some degree or diploma or certification in IT, so that they've already been exposed. But we do take some students who have finished matric and who have a real passion for wanting to go into the IT sector. Generally, their maths, science and English marks should be above 50%. So those are the key criteria, and at the moment, unfortunately, you have to reside in the Johannesburg area. Okay. We are only in Johannesburg. We are hoping from next year we will expand into other provinces. So those are the key criteria. You can go to our website, which is www.fmtali, so that's fmtali.com. So not .co.za.com, and just follow the application or registration. You click on that, and then you create your details, and then you say apply, and it will actually take you to the Africa Tikkun Services website, and you will be able to apply directly there. You'll have to do a little bit of a test, and then you'll be then interviewed, and hopefully we look forward to, I wish we could take on hundreds, and Faith's in our dream, and definitely Faith's vision is to eventually have 4 million.
Well, there you go. I mean, you went from 10 to 80 in just 3 short years.
Exactly.
And we do need more and more of that kind of thing. Lana Roy is from the Faith Mangope Technology and Leadership Institute. They're accepting applications for their 2023 cohort, is a very popular word these days. If you want to find out more, www.fmtali.com, femtali.com, and just follow the prompts from there. Lana, thank you so much for your time this evening, and all the best to you and Faith and your team as you continue to change lives.